But you said something, about the Romans kicking out the Jews, that may not have happened. And I just want to get like a source on that. And I know that,
hey.
dude,
You're
not a history
I have
buff.
it right here.
Oh,
I have it right here, dude.
good.
You're going to be like, what? All right, check it out. And I had forgotten this, man. I keep mentioning this, and I had forgotten the source. Are you ready for the source?
I'm ready.
The source is David Ben-Gurion.
No way.
Okay? The source is David Ben-Gurion, Israel's first prime minister, and Yitzhak Ben-Zvi, Israel's second president, also a professional historian. Sorry, there's someone at my door. My dog's barking. I hope
that's all right.
Okay. Their book came out in 1918. It's called Eretz, Israel in the Past and in the Present.
Okay.
And here's what David Ben-Gurion wrote.
Okay.
The Fellahin, that is the Palestinian farmers, the Fellahin are not descendants of the Arab conquerors who captured Eretz, Israel, and Syria in the 7th century CE. The Arab victors did not, excuse me, try this again. The Arab victors did not destroy the agricultural population they found in the country. They expelled only the alien Byzantine rulers and did not touch the local population. Nor did the Arabs go in for settlement. Even in their former habitations, the Arabians did not engage in farming. They did not seek new lands on which to settle their peasantry, which hardly existed. Their whole interest in the new countries was political, religious, and material, to rule, to propagate Islam, and to collect taxes. And then this is Shlomo Sand, is an Israeli historian. This is from his book, The Invention of the Jewish People.
Okay.
And he is a professor at Tel Aviv University. And Sand says, that historical reason indicates that the population that survived since the 7th century had originated from the Judean farming class that the Muslim conquerors had found when they reached the country. Then he continues to quote Sand now, again quoting David Ben-Gurion and his co-author Yitzhak Ben-Zvi. Quote, to argue that after the conquest of Jerusalem by Titus and the failure of the Bar Kokhba revolt, Jews altogether ceased to cultivate the land of Eretz Israel is to demonstrate complete ignorance of history and the contemporary literature of Israel. The Jewish farmer, like any other farmer, was not easily torn from his soil, which had been watered with his sweat and the sweat of his forebears. Despite the repression and suffering, the rural population remained unchanged. And then, so they go on, and essentially, obviously, the argument being that when the Muslims came, the Jews converted to Islam so they wouldn't have to pay taxes. And that was it. There was no Arabian horde from Saudi or Iraq or somewhere that came and pushed the locals out and replaced them. These are the descendants of Abraham. Some guy, I mean, if you believe in that at all, they're the descendants of the ancient Hebrews.
Right.
They are still there. They're the Palestinians.
Now, the reason that's important is because one of the questions that Israel always brings up is that this is the indigenous place, that the Jews are the indigenous people of that place. And you're saying, yes, exactly. But
okay, so here's the thing, right? Yes. If being indigenous to the land counts, boy, it counts then.
Right.
Right. And in this case, we're led to believe, or they would like for us to believe, that Russians and Lithuanians and Germans and New Yorkers who are as white as you and me, and whose ancestors have not been from the Middle East in at least 2,000 years, that there's no statute of limitations whatsoever, because the Bible says, even though it doesn't, that they can just come back and kill everybody who lives there and take the land from them like it's the Old Testament again.
Right.
And
it's that super property right that you talk about.
Right. And now, but the people who are actually from there, they have no right even to live there, much less return to the land from wherever else they're from. And like some guy on Twitter said to me, no, because those are the sons of Ishmael instead of the sons of whatever. I was like, dude, this is just simply your superstition, okay? No one on earth is bound by who you pretend to think you know. You have faith in a holy book that tells you who is the great-great-grandfather to the 1/1,000,000th power of these people. You don't know that a man named Ishmael ever existed at all, much less, oh no, God promised the children of these people, who must be the Lithuanian Jews, but definitely not these people who actually continued to live there for the last 2,000 years, the whole time uninterrupted.